Well, hey there. How's it going tonight? Happy Sunday, and welcome to Dave's After Hours Trivia Club, broadcasting live from the cozy corners of Curiosity Central, right here in the beautiful upstate of South Carolina. Grab your favorite drink, find a comfy spot, and settle in. Tonight isn't just about trivia. It's about curiosity, memory, and the thrill of discovering something you didn't know that you already knew. We do usually go live on Sundays like tonight with the After Hours Trivia Club. And we have relaunched our Wednesday night shows as well. Always at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. So mark your calendars and don't be a stranger. While our robots do the painting, I'll be serving up the clues, and you will be doing the guessing in the chat. Tonight's categories: first, we will rank the top 20 Daniel Day-Lewis movies. He's made some good ones. Then we'll uncover the top 20 child stars who continued an acting career. And finally, we will discover the top 20 worldwide engineering marvels. And hey, don't forget to visit davidhansonart.com to snag some of the art from tonight's show. See all that great art? Every piece tells a story, and now some of them can hang on your very own walls. Now do say hi in the chat. This is where you will throw out a wild guess. Or if you'd rather, you can just hang out and enjoy the ride. I see some early birds have arrived. We have got King in the house. Good to see you, King. Our movie expert is in the house. And Arena's here. So the early birds have arrived, which usually means it's almost time to fire up the robots. We got to get a little extra oil, and then we'll get them going. Now, this is where I usually say, you know the rules. Robots do the painting, and you do the guessing. And I will give some clues that could be helpful. I didn't even know Daniel Day-Lewis had done 20 movies. He's kind of picky. Top 20 Daniel Day-Lewis movies. Here we go. See if you remember this one. This is all the way back in 1982. Before fame, he played a small part in a giant story. You'll barely be able to recognize him. Just a rude street bully mocking a peaceful protester. It was his first credited film role. The first credited film role. The film swept the Oscars with Ben Kingsley in the lead. All right. It's a toughie. 1982. Ben Kingsley played the lead in this movie. And it may be... It was something about India, if that helps. Daniel Day-Lewis has joked that his first on-screen act of aggression was yelling at Gandhi. Gandhi was the movie. Ben Kingsley. He won the Academy Award for that. And believe it or not, Daniel Day-Lewis was a street thug in Gandhi. Okay, good. I got my stumping over with. All right, number 19. Now, this movie was in 2009. And this was a musical. This was a musical about midlife crisis, and it takes place in glamorous Italy. We're having a little internet issue again, huh? Well, I'm certainly sorry about that. We'll suffer through. Once again, my new internet is on the way. It's a matter of time. The film was inspired by Fellini's 8.5. The director-protagonist juggles art, ego, and 8 complicated women. 8 complicated women! Yeah. There you go. That must have something to do with the title. Daniel sings. He really sings as the tortured filmmaker Guido Fantini. And you are correct. The movie is called Nine. He spent months working with vocal coaches to perfect his singing voice, refusing to fake a single note. I wonder if there's some actors that just never can sing. Or whether if you have enough coaches, you can do it. I don't know the answer. All right, number 18. This father lived with his daughter on an isolated island commune. That sounds weird. His ideals are fading, and so is his health. The film explores environmentalism, isolation, and unconventional love. It was directed by his real-life wife, Rebecca Miller. He plays a guy named Jack Slavin. The shoot was so personal that he helped build the cabin they lived in. Method acting turned carpentry. Yeah. These are a little obscure. You know, they're down the list. And like I said, I didn't even know he did 20 movies. Very big. 2005 is when they made this, and it was called The Ballad of Jack and Rose. The Ballad of Jack and Rose. No, you had it. Okay, we're just a little slow. I should have confidence that you will have it. Very good, you got it. All right. Good job. Number 17. This one's a retelling of the world's most famous mutiny. He served under Captain Bligh and witnessed chaos aboard the ship. And you may remember who played Captain Bligh as well. Oh, well, you can say Russell Crowe, but that was a different movie. We are looking for Daniel Day-Lewis movies. And Anthony Hopkins and Mel Gibson were both also in this movie. What's going on, Brad? This was one of his earliest Hollywood roles. This was back in '84. There you go, King. Good job. Good job. Anybody remember his character's name in The Bounty? This was The Bounty. You'll remember Anthony Hopkins from a couple weeks ago. And Mel Gibson. We haven't seen Mel in a long time. His character's name was John Fry. He reportedly studied naval traditions so seriously that he still tied perfect knots years later. Okay. Here we go. 16. No kings, incidentally. No kings. All right, this one sounds a little quirky. A British art appraiser faces mayhem in the American South. That is a trailer in the background, so it kind of fits with the American South. Think slapstick shotguns and Southern hospitality gone wrong. Daniel Day-Lewis's rare foray into this is a pure comedy. Into pure comedy. American. He kind of looks like American Psycho there too, doesn't he? Kind of a Gavin Newsom look. He plays Henderson Doors. Henderson Doors, a man in way over his head. Okay. Southern hospitality gone wrong. Comedy, think slapstick, British art appraiser. He later admitted comedy terrified him more than violence. At least death scenes don't rely on timing. No, this was called Stars and Bars. Stars and Bars. Interesting choice by Daniel Day-Lewis there. We were talking about how we didn't even know Daniel Day-Lewis had done 20 movies because he's so picky. So, a couple of them are a little more obscure. This is number 15, a little less obscure. 1997. A man returns home to Belfast after prison, hoping to rebuild his life. Boxing is his outlet, but politics won't leave him alone. Emily Watson co-stars in this deeply human story. All right, finally to the deeply human stories. Very good, King. He trained for 2 years with real fighters before filming. His name in this movie is Danny Flynn. Danny Flynn. And yes, indeed, this is the boxer. The boxer. Locals thought he was turning pro. That's how convincing his training sessions became. He is the ultimate method actor. A lot of these guys are quirky. Daniel Day-Lewis is definitely up at the top. Definitely up at the top. The boxer. Very good. Well, that takes us down to number 14's next. All right, here we go. 14. Now, this is a pretty famous one. Accusations, hysteria, and forbidden love sparked tragedy in colonial Salem. Adapted from Arthur Miller's classic play. There's the key clue. Adapted from Arthur Miller's classic play. He's a farmer torn between love and integrity. Now, well, yeah, and I remember this part. Winona Ryder. Fans the flames as Miss Abigail. Yeah. So, I need the name of the movie and I need the name of his character. Winona Ryder fans the flames as Miss Abigail. Not The Edge of Innocence. No. Arthur Miller's classic play. He actually built the farmhouse where his character lived to stay immersed in the 17th century. He was into building like shacks. He liked to do that. Accusations, hysteria, and forbidden love. Well, it's called The Crucible. Of course, the story of Salem and the Salem witch trials. And he is Mr. John Proctor. John Proctor. All right. Stumped you. Stella. Stella. Is that Marlon Brando? Yeah. Okay, 13. Now, this is 1971. He didn't even get his name on the movie. But when you're having to get 20, you got to include ones like this. He has no lines, and he got no credit. Blink and you'll miss him. But here he is. We got a picture of him in the movie. Yet it marks his first appearance on film. He earned £1 for the day's work. Oh, and you know this one. So if you blink, did you miss him? Yeah, you are correct. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sounds like the name of a football movie. I don't know. He got paid £1, Brad. £1. His film debut involved smashing glass, appropriate for someone destined to break boundaries later. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. There he is, a kid. All right, number 12. Number 12. High Society in New York in the 1870s. Now, the movie was 1993, but the movie's about the 1870s, where love is a scandal and manners are warfare. Martin Scorsese trades gangsters for corsets. Michelle Pfeiffer plays the exiled Countess Olenska. The Countess Olenska. Daniel Day-Lewis is Newland Archer, and he's trapped by convention. Okay, there's King. There's King with that one. He knew it was coming up. He stayed in character between takes, sending co-stars handwritten notes sealed with wax, like a true Victorian gentleman. He is quite the method actor. Age of Innocence is correct, from the year 1993. High Society, New York. Daniel Day-Lewis, yeah, method actors, you know, quirky. Wait till you see the top 10. My understanding is, though, he's a very good actor. He's obviously a very good actor. Number 11. I never heard of this one, but that don't mean it wasn't good. 1985. You know, like I said, we have to go back in time to get 20. A laundromat becomes the stage for love and rebellion. It tackled class, race, and sexuality in Margaret Thatcher's Great Britain. Margaret Thatcher's Great Britain. His punk leather jacket became iconic. That's him on the right, incidentally. This is not A Room with a View, but hang on to that one. Excuse me. He plays Johnny, a working class boy in love with his friend Omar. So he plays Johnny and he's in love with his friend Omar. There you go. Now you got it. My Beautiful Laundrette. Laundrette. Is that like laundromat? Laundrette. Released the same year as A Room with a View. There you go. So, let's see if you can get the next one, King. A young woman's trip to Florence stirs forbidden feelings. Merchant Ivory elegance and English repression in full bloom. We love that English repression. Something you can count on. He plays the most proper fiancé ever captured on film. Yes, okay. And you knew that one was coming. Or you were clairvoyant on the round before, perhaps. Now, who's the co-star in this? She's a fairly famous English lady as well. Anybody remember the co-star? The actress's name? He plays Cecil Vyse, or Vice, V-Y-S-E. Vyse. In A Room with a View. Yeah. Helena Bonham Carter. I think the first movie I saw her in was Planet of the Apes. If I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure. His collars were so stiff he could barely turn his head. There you go. The Proper Fiance. Fight Club, yeah. All right, number 9. Number 9. A son and father are wrongly imprisoned in 1970s Great Britain. Or just Britain. It's based on the true story of Jerry Conlon and Guilford Ford. Yeah, oh, so you knew that one. Daniel Day-Lewis is right up your alley, King. Daniel Day-Lewis gives one of his most emotionally raw performances. They're all pretty emotionally raw. He endured solitary confinement in prep for the role. Of course he did. Of course he did. The film is In the Name of the Father, of course. You're right. In the Name of the Father. 1993. He spent nights locked in a real cell and lived on prison rations to stay in character. How's that, Brad? How would you like to eat prison rations for the whole filming? To stay in character. Well, you probably definitely have seen all the rest. The next two are my two favorites, probably. So here we go. No, this one's definitely my overall favorite. Set during the French and Indian War. It's part romance, part survival epic. It is. It's a romantic survival tale with epic scenery. The score and cinematography are cinematic legend. This was the Miami Vice guy, right? Wasn't this the Miami Vice guy that did the cinematography on this? Yeah, of course it is. Of course you know this one. His character was raised by Native Americans, and so he's the one who bridges the two worlds. He lived in the wilderness to prepare for the role. Of course he did. He's Hawkeye in The Last of the Mohicans. You're correct. Yeah. I love that movie. Did you like the movie? The scenery and the music, it was that almost the Miami Vice kind of feel where the music really sets the pace or the timing of the movie. He learned to build canoes and track game by scent. He tracked game by scent. Of course he did. All for a few minutes of screen authenticity. He tracked game by scent. All right. Number 7. This guy's quite the method actor. 19th century New York. Blood, grit, and vengeance. Scorsese directs, but the villain steals the show. And steal it he does. He is Bill the Butcher. Bill the Butcher Cutting. All swagger and menace. Yes, of course. And who was his co-star? Who played the kind of leader of, I think, was it the Rabbits? The Irish gang? The film, of course, you're correct, is Gangs of New York, and from the year 2002. Do you remember his co-star? Who played the leader of the rabbits? Were they called the rabbits, or was it something slightly different than the rabbits? Something rabbits. Leo, of course, you're correct. Daniel Day-Lewis stayed in character offset, speaking in period slang and sharpening real knives between takes, doing a little butchering for the casting crew. Yeah. So that was cool. At least they used his method to get some food. All right. This one might be hard because this goes all the way back to 1986. Before stardom, he starred in this little-known British-French romance. He's got kind of a punk haircut in this. I'll give you a clue. The film explores post-1968 political idealism. He plays a charismatic socialist drifter named Max. We're trying to stump you. It's rarely seen, but deeply revealing of his early intensity. Oh, you know it. You saw this one? I definitely did not see this one. I might have to. His early intensity. He made it right before his big breakout in My Beautiful Laundrette. Oh, that was his big breakout. I didn't know that. His final rehearsal for greatness was Nanu. You did see it. Very good. Nanu. What was it about? Something? I don't know. All right, top five. Top five, all famous roles of his. Here we go. One of his more famous, the beard, the stovepipe hat, the voice, uncanny perfection. And Spielberg directs, history applauds. He became this guy so completely that crew members called him Mr. President. His portrayal won him a record-setting third Oscar. This is his third Oscar. Yeah. And of course, he stayed in character for months, signing messages and texting co-stars in 19th century prose. Very good. All right. Yes, of course. Of course, it's Washington. Crazy Brits. They don't know any American history. There's some very funny Sora 2 videos coming out with Abraham Lincoln and George Washington doing WWE matches. Quite funny. All right, top four. Top four. Here we go. I remember this movie. A little uncomfortable. Maybe uncomfortable. Like, how could a guy act that much? A man born with cerebral palsy learns to paint and write with his foot. It's both heartbreaking and inspiring. Yeah, I mostly got the heartbreaking part. Brenda Fricker plays his indomitable mother. Yeah, he knows. I remember seeing this. I saw this right when it came out. This was the first Oscar that he won. He won the first Oscar for this role. And his character's name in this is Christy Brown. Christy Brown. And of course the movie was My Left Foot. And did you know this was all the way back in 1989? And I didn't realize that. Wow. And here's some more method acting for you. He stayed in his wheelchair throughout the filming, forcing crew members to feed him between takes. Ah, that's great. He said he decided, I'm going to show these guys some method acting. All right, number 3. Frog Spring, Passion, and Philosophy, all rolled into one. He plays a Czech surgeon juggling love, freedom, and moral weight. This is adopted from Milan Kundera's novel. The film's sensuality made him an art house star. So this is all the way back in 1988. So this is when he became an art house star. You remember this one? His name is Tomas. In the movie, he learned Czech and medical procedure choreography for the role. Of course he did. Total immersion, even in romance. Yeah, that's it. That's it. The unbearable lightness of being. Now, I don't remember if I saw this movie or not. I remember the name of the movie because it was a crazy name for a movie. Crazy name for a movie. Hey, see, there's a lot of people in the house, actually. I can see numbers, and nobody's playing. You guys need to challenge King. He needs some competition. Okay, top 2. I love this one. This is a good movie. Dark movie. 2007. Oil gushes, morality dries up. Paul Thomas Anderson directs this American epic of greed and ambition. A lot about this cool town called Bakersfield in California. I Drink Your Milkshake became cultural shorthand for ruthless power. He won his second Oscar for this role. This was the second Oscar. And actually, his first name his character's name was Daniel. Daniel Plainview was the character's name. And he based Plainview's voice on the director of the movie, John Huston. It was a mix of a preacher, a tycoon, and a snake oil salesman. A preacher, a tycoon, and a snake oil salesman. You probably had to practice that quite a bit. You don't remember it? Well, you might, and it's just slow. There Will Be Blood. There Will Be Blood, 2007. Great movie. Haven't seen it. If anybody out there hasn't seen There Will Be Blood, awesome movie. Okay, here we go. Number one, and his final movie. I don't know why he retired. I don't really remember the story on that. 2017. Post-war London's fashion world. Precise and poisonous. He plays a courtier obsessed with control and perfection. Courtier. His muse turns the tables, sowing tenderness into tyranny. It is his farewell role, and it was elegant, strange, and haunting. And of course, you are correct. You are correct. Do you know his character's name by chance? That's a lot. Character names are always so much harder, especially Daniel Day-Lewis characters. They always have unique names. Phantom Thread is indeed the movie. Very good. He reportedly made his own costumes and retired afterwards. saying, I've drained the well, a fitting final stitch in a flawless career. All right. Reynolds Woodstock. What's his name? Oh, I'm sorry. Reynolds Woodcock. There's a big difference. Woodcock. I like that. All right, very good, King. Did awesome. Got almost every one of those. That was great. I do have a lightning round intermission. So we have a 2-minute intermission, and it includes a lightning round where you try to name as many of the top teen idols from the 1980s and 90s. Top teen idols from the 1980s and 1990s. So here we go. Quick intermission. Alrighty. Did you recognize the last one by chance? Debbie Gibson. Flash in the pan. Alrighty. Let's do round 2. What the heck? Kind of related. Fire it up. Yeah, I don't know where the usual gang is. There's a bunch of people in the room. We need them to give some answers. Here we go. We're going to be looking at child stars who continued acting. Okay? Robots paint you guess. I give clues. Here we go. Number 20. At just 10 years old, she beat out veterans to win an Academy Award. She won an Academy Award. Her first film role paired her with her real-life father. Talk about take your kid to work day. She became the youngest Oscar winner in history. What's going on? She later appeared in Rescue Me and Wicked Games. Later. There you go. You got it. You remember the movie? Her first movie? What was her first movie she played with her dad? She and her dad, Ryan O'Neal, reportedly competed for attention on set, proving talent runs in the family. Paper Moon is correct. Very good. Very good. Very good. Tatum O'Neal, Paper Moon. There she is. And the late, great Ryan O'Neal. There you go. I think he's late. Great. I always talk about people passing and then sometimes they didn't. Number 19. This guy's spooky. Whisper softly. I see dead people. That one line haunted his career in a good way. As an adult, he turned to quirky indie roles and voice work rather than blockbuster films. He's popped up in Silicon Valley and lent his voice to Kingdom Hearts. Remember who this is? There you go. Okay. It all began with the little movie called, what was his movie? Number one, the first movie he starred in where he saw dead people. What was the name of that movie? He was nominated for an Oscar when he was just 11 years old. And unlike many child stars, he took a break for college before returning on his own terms. And of course, you're both correct. It is Mr. Haley Joel Osment. Yeah. Yeah, the movie was Sixth Sense. The Sixth Sense. Yeah. 1999. Wow, time flies, huh? Well, you will surely know this one. Number 18. Her childhood included aliens, addiction, and a famous film bicycle. She was Hollywood royalty by blood and tabloid cover by adolescents. Of course. Very good. Very good. She reinvented herself as a rom-com star, a producer, and now a talk show host. That's right, she was a rom-com star. She co-starred in Charlie's Angels and 50 First Dates. Do you remember 50 First Dates? Kind of a quirky storyline. You guys remember that one? With Adam Sandler? Her debut, of course, in the depiction here, is from E.T. back in 1982. She founded her own production company, Flower Films, responsible for hits like Never Been Kissed and later Santa Clarita Diet. Are you guys familiar with the TV series Santa Clarita Diet? Some sort of vampire thing. I can't remember. Drew Barrymore, quite the star. All right, now this little gal starred in one of my favorite movies. She shared the screen with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise before she was in middle school. Her first kiss was technically with an undead vampire. She swung into adulthood alongside Spider-Man. Yeah. My favorite movie of hers, though, is cheerleader movie, Bring It On. Bring It On. Are you guys familiar with Bring It On? It's kind of a cult classic. Bring It On. Critics fell for her melancholic and the power of the dog. Oh, in the movie Melancholia and Power of the Dog. Her breakout came in Interview with a Vampire, of course, depicted here. Oh, you gotta watch the little movie here at the end. You gotta watch the little movie. She started modeling at age 3 and has been steadily working ever since. Proof that consistency beats superstardom for staying power. There she is. She's a cutie. Oh, look out. Kirsten Dunst is correct. Kirsten Dunst. There you go. All right. Number 16. He narrated his own childhood. Yes, he did. His show became the nostalgic benchmark for all coming-of-age TV. Later, he shifted behind the camera as a director and producer. And his name doesn't fit for a child actor. You've seen his work in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and the Wonder Years reboot. Right, Doctor. You are correct, Doctor. He starred as... You guys remember his character's name on the Wonder Years? He was the youngest actor ever nominated for an Emmy for lead actor in a comedy series at just 13 years old. 13 years old. You remember his character's name, by chance? From the Wonder Years. Wonder Years was back in 1988 to 1993. 1988 to 1993. And you are correct, it is Mr. Fred Savage, which doesn't sound like a kid's name. Yeah, Kevin. Kevin Arnold. Kevin Arnold. There you go. All right. Moving on. Number 15. Creepy, kooky, mysterious, and spooky. That was where she started. She played the perfect deadpan in Pigtail. As an adult, she gravitated toward darker, edgier characters. Her resume includes Monster, Black Snake Moan, and Yellow Jacket. Yeah, King, you got it. And Doctor, you have it too. Did you guys see Black Snake Moan by chance? Yeah, she was quite the number in that movie. Samuel L. Jackson. What a bad man. She first terrified and delighted us as Wednesday Addams, of course. Yeah, bad man. Christina Ricci is correct. She said she doesn't do cute, but she's made darkly adorable. Yeah, into a lifelong brand. Darkly adorable. There you go. All right, number 14. A little bit cuter. Before Middle Earth, he was just another kid running from bullies in something called Radio Flyer. He met a young Macaulay Culkin in something called The Good Son. Then he became a ring bearer with the world-saving responsibility. Yes, correct you are. Correct you are. After that, he leaned into horror, indies, and producing. He is, of course, Mr. Frodo Baggins. From Baggins, I guess. Frodo Baggins. From the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Elijah Wood. Despite all the on-screen peril, he is famously one of Hollywood's nicest people. perhaps because he spent so long playing the pure-hearted hero. Yes, it's stuck. What, you think Joey Lawrence is next? You're trying to be clairvoyant? Or did he play with Joey Lawrence? I don't know where that came from. This is not Joey Lawrence. This is an interesting picture of this gal, though. Her first role was as an assassin's protege. She balanced Harvard classes with blockbuster movies. She later played a ballerina, a queen, and a space senator. And she is an Oscar winner. There you go, King. Very good. Very good. Kind of looks like Matilda. Racy. What's going on? Welcome to the game. You are correct, of course. Which movie did she win the Oscar for? You guys remember? She debuted in this movie. This was called The Professional. The Professional. She once said she'd rather be smart than famous. Then somehow she managed both. Oh, you're Wonder Boy. Well, so there you go, Wonder Boy. She won it for Black Swan. Black Swan, which was a good movie. Was a good movie. Mila Kunis is in that one too. All right. Yeah. I think you'll remember this guy. Number 12. He grew up on set with Andy Griffith. Later, he became everyone's favorite red-headed teen on... I'm not going to say it. It makes it too easy. He turned from actor to one of Hollywood's most respected directors. His films have included Apollo 13 and Beautiful Mind and Rush. Who is this guy? He became everyone's favorite redhead as a teen on what? What was the show? He started as Opie Taylor on the Andy Griffith Show way back when. He named his production company Imagine, because imagination literally built his second career. Pablo, what's going on? King's got it. King's got it. Yeah. What was the show that Ron Howard starred on, the TV series that made him so famous? What was the name of that movie, that TV show? There he is. Little Ronnie Howard. Hardly looks like him, does it? He doesn't have as much hair now. Happy Days, of course. Happy Days. All right, the next one's cool. Hey, what's going on? All right, this one's cool. Number 11. His first major film was directed by Steven Spielberg. He is known for transforming his body, sometimes alarmingly, for roles. He's an Oscar winner. He began as a child lead in The Empire of the Sun. Do you guys remember that movie? Empire of the Sun, 1987. Yeah, King, very good. It's hard. You almost don't recognize him, but then there's something about that mouth, right? It's like, got that same mouth. Yeah, Empire of the Sun. Good movie. You're right. You're right. He's notorious for staying in character between takes, though not as intense as Daniel Day-Lewis. Thankfully for the whole crew. He's not quite as intense as Daniel Day-Lewis. He doesn't make them feed him in the wheelchair. You're correct. It's Kristen Bale. Yeah. Ben Stiller. Yeah. Ben Stiller was in some funny movies. I don't know that much about the next one. Number 10. Top 10. Her teenage sitcom featured floppy hats and 1990s wisdom. She later became a real-life neuroscientist. Not just playing smart, but being smart. Then she returned to primetime in one of the biggest sitcoms of all time. Yeah, so you got the character. You know the actor's name? Actress's name? She has actually hosted Jeopardy! And she co-hosts a podcast on mental health. She does a lot of stuff. And what was the big comeback series? One of the biggest series of all time. That's kind of her adult comeback. What's the name of that show? Mayim Bialik. Mayim. Mayim Bialik. She earned a PhD at UCLA in neuroscience. There you go. And of course, Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory's the comeback series. There you go. Quite the career. Quite the career. All right, number 9. You'll recognize this little guy. And once I give you the clue, you're going to know it. I have to skip around the clues here. Broadway, sitcoms, magic tricks. He's done it all. He played Barney Stinson with legendary flair. His early role made him TV's youngest MD. He's also hosted the Tonys, the Emmys, and even the Oscars, proving stage presence never left him. All right, so who's his most famous character and show, and who is he? Who remembers? He's hosted the Tonys, the Emmys, and even the Oscars. There you go. There's the actor. And who was his top character? His first character, I guess. Neil Patrick Harris is, of course, the actor. You're correct. And he played Mr. or Dr. Funny premise for a show, right? Doogie Howser. Dr. Doogie Howser. And How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. There he is, Doogie Howser. Neil Patrick Harris. All right. Top 8. Here we go. Number 8. This gentleman made his film debut at the age of 11 with lightning-shaped baggage. He could have coasted on franchise fame, but instead chose weird, daring roles. Farting corpses, guns glued to hands, Broadway, nothing's off limits. He's earned critical respect as one of Britain's most fearless actors. You are correct, King. And of course, what is his most famous? Yes, thank you. Wonder Boy. Daniel Radcliffe playing Harry Potter. Did you know he's also a poet? He secretly published under a pen name as a teen. Somewhere out there, Daniel Radcliffe's alter ego rhymes in anonymity. Oh, so they're not going to even tell us what his pen name is. Is that his pen name, Doctor? Let's do the top 7. And you'll hardly recognize this actress because she was so young in this picture. She faced a terrifying taxi ride before most kids got their learner's permit. This picture's before the taxi ride. She's fluent in French and famously very private. She is a two-time Oscar winner. Child genius turned auteur. She directed Little Man Tate and Money Monster. Yeah. Wonder Boy. Crazy. Reese. You are correct. I forgot that she was a Taxi Driver. That was great. She gave her first Cannes press conference entirely in French at the age of 13, because of course she could. Smart girl. What else was she in? You guys remember the different movies? Jodie Foster's been in lots of different movies, right? All kinds. And the most recent TV series, the what's it called? the cop one. Freaky Friday. Yeah, that was a good one. All right, number 6. Freakier Friday. Solids and the Lambs and Contact. Both good ones. Both good ones. Now, let's see if you remember this guy. Once an alien teenager in a human body, he became an indie darling with perfect rom-com timing. He did it all. He later dove into Nolan's dreamscapes. Yeah, that was weird. And high-concept thrillers. He founded a collaborative online art platform called Hit Records. Yeah, you got the whole name there. He does a hyphen between the Gordon and Levitt. To be perfectly correct. I don't know what makes you decide to do a hyphen or a non-hyphen. Not sure. He started on Third Rock from the Sun, and he rose up to the movie Inception. Yeah, that was weird, huh? Inception. He performed a live musical number about the internet on the Oscars and somehow made it charming. Yes, Mr. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yeah. Who's the gal on Inception that she switched from being a woman to a man? What's her name? She was Juno. Yeah. So anyway, little side story. All right, you'll know this guy. He's a little bit famous. His early sitcom stint on Growing Pains didn't hint at what came next. He froze and floated his way into movie immortality. Oh, that was quick, King. And no, doctor, this is not Steve Buscemi. Was that the last guy? Oh, that was his co-star. He was Jack in Titanic, and a dozen prestige films since. Yes, indeed. He finally won an Oscar after years of memes begging for one. He's collaborated repeatedly with Martin Scorsese. I kind of liked him in the Howard Hughes movie, right? That was pretty quirky. He's as passionate about the planet as his craft. Yes, flying around in his Gulfstream and his yacht to do environment. environment speeches. Leonardo DiCaprio, of course. Okay. Equally famous, number 4. She made her debut opposite Robert Redford in The Horse Whisperer. And she transitioned from indie darling to superhero icon. Yeah, so, yeah, she sold out. She balanced action and art films with effortless confidence. I guess that's true. If you do the superhero movies, then you can afford to do the indie films, right? She's one of the highest grossing actors in history. Yes, she is. Correct, you are, King. Correct, you are. A favorite here on the show. In fact, we featured her just a week ago or so. In fact, 1 week ago tonight. Scarlett Johansson is correct. Best known as Black Widow in the Marvel Universe. She began acting at the age of 8 and has said she still gets nervous before every take. Proving pros feel it too. There you go, Scarlett. Looking pretty young there. I'm sure she's still just as innocent. All right, number 3. Now this one surprised me. A Mouseketeer turned melancholic heartthrob. I think that's pretty accurate. Melancholic heartthrob. He has brooding indie roles that have defined his early adult years. And of course, La La Land. You guys see La La Land? What'd you think of La La Land? La La Land, Drive, and Barbie. Not a super fan of that one, but I mean, it was kind of cool looking, Barbie. But he has range for days. He can sing, fight, and meme with equal skill. He began on the Mickey Mouse Club before reaching A-list stardom. I think you are correct. Doesn't really look like him there, does it? He's kind of changed in appearance a little bit. Melancholic heartthrob. Yeah. Barbara, what's going on? You're correct. Ryan Gosling. So did you prefer La La Land or Barbie? Which one was your favorite? I kind of prefer La La Land. I don't know. Yeah, Ryan Gosling. Okay, we're down to the top 2 child stars who kept on acting. Now we're going to make this one a little hard. Hollywood's original child prodigy. She started with Horses and Velvet. And she ended with Diamonds and Scandals. She is one of the first to command $1 million per movie. $1 million. She won 2 Oscars and became an icon of glamour. Who are we talking about here? This is from 1944. 1944. Who are we looking at here? Won 2 Oscars. Started with Horses and Velvet, ended with Diamonds and Scandals. She was a pioneer for celebrity philanthropy, raising millions for AIDS research long before it was fashionable. No, not that old, King. You can kind of tell who it is by the picture. She's obviously a lot younger. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor. There you go. There she is. All right, now this one, the picture may fool you because as a young lady, she doesn't quite look like she does now. Yeah, King had it. Okay, just a little slower. So this gal lied about her age to land her breakout role. she spent years cracking jokes in a 1970s basement. She became a rom-com favorite and serious film star. And she still voices an animated teen with infinite bad luck. She was first famous for that 70s show, but later she starred with Natalie Portman in Black Swan. Yeah, I know. Can you tell it looks like her? I guess it does, but definitely different. I don't know if she's had work done or just she changed a lot. She was a kid. She auditioned for that 70s show at the age of 14, telling producers she was almost 18. She was on that show with, what's his name, when she was 14 years old. She's married to the guy now. There's something weird about that. By the time they realized she was already indispensable. There you go. All right. We made it. Good job. You guys got all those, I think. I think you got them all. Except for Elizabeth Taylor. Oh, no. King did get that. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see if I can find the... We have another intermission game. We have a quick lightning round of famous TV shows that had famous theme songs. So I can't play the theme song for you because YouTube would ban me. But I can show you a picture of the show that had a famous theme song. Looks just like me, right? Well, it's a little harder when you can't play the song, right? So we did the famous TV theme song show. What did we do it about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago? And I actually got in a little trouble. I got that video blacklisted because I played like 20-second clips of the songs. And I guess that's a no-no. Despite them being on all kinds of YouTube channels, you could get a strike for that. So I had to be careful. So you had to get it from the pictures. All right, you guys want to do one more round? I've got top engineering marvels. So this is kind of more up my architectural alley. Top worldwide engineering marvels. Okay, this is some old, some modern, kind of a mixed bag. Yes, indeed. Pathetic. Okay, you know the rules. Robots paint, you guess. I give the clues along the way, and you will need them. Once again, top 20 worldwide engineering marvels. Starting with number 20. Now, this modern spire pierces the desert sky higher than any other building on Earth. It took over 5 years, 22 million man-hours, and enough concrete to fill 100 Olympic pools. This design was inspired by the desert flower, Hymenaeus, something like that. Tom Cruise famously scaled its exterior. Of course he did. Yeah, you are correct, Wonder Boy. It is the Dubai one. Remember what it's called? It has kind of a Arabic name. Kind of the same. It's got, yeah, exactly, King. It's kind of the same name as that one porn actress. Am I right? Except for her, she's Mia. She's Mia. This is Burj. Burj Khalifa is correct. Very good. Burj Khalifa. It's the world's tallest building. Its elevators travel at 22 miles per hour, and the spire alone adds 700 feet just for bragging rights. There it is. Burj Khalifa, as opposed to Mia Khalifa. I guess I'm the only one who knows that. I'm not sure what that says. Number 19. It's another tower. For over 30 years, it held the record as the world's tallest freestanding structure until they built the Burj. Now, this was built by Canadian engineers to prove they could outdo anyone. And visitors can walk on a glass floor that is 1,122 feet above the ground. Its antenna keeps Toronto's skyline instantly recognizable. Now, this is not the Eiffel Tower. This has a very simple name, and it is in Canada. It is in Toronto, Canada. And the name of the tower stands for the Canadian National, but locals joke it means Canada's needle. There you go. Stewart's in the house with the victory, with the win. You are correct. The CN Tower. Very good in Toronto. Correct. Very good. You guys know these. See? It's easy. All right, let's see if you get this one. This one's hard to get a good picture of. Engineering marvels. It links two countries that once fought countless wars, and now they're joined by a rail. Trains glide 250 feet below the seabed. The tunnel runs 31 miles long with 3 parallel tubes. 3. One is one for emergency. Is that right? I don't know. Passengers can travel from London to Paris in about 2 hours. What do they call this thing now? There's a couple different names. Eurotunnel is not one of the names that it goes by. Workers from both sides met in the middle with less than 2 inches of alignment error. Ooh, what do they do when they're 2 inches off? Engineering precision worth a toast on either shoreline. Yes, the channel is the slang name, the channel, and the formal name is the Channel Tunnel. Between, of course, UK and France. There it is, the channel. Engineering marvels. Keep in mind, engineering marvels. All right, number 17. Now, this one was built all the way back in 1914, so it can't be that much of a marvel. This man-made passage cut through a continent and changed world trade forever. Its locks lift ships up and over mountains, powered by gravity alone. It took over 30 years and tens of thousands of workers to complete. Correct you are, Stuart, Doctor, Wonder Boy. It connects the Atlantic and the Pacific. And you're right, it's called the Panama Canal. Now, you think the U.S. is going to get that back? I haven't heard much about that. Lately. Wasn't Trump going to take that back? I guess he gave up on that one. When it opened, a ship saved nearly 8,000 miles. Now, he is down with the military down in Venezuela right now, taking out drug lords. So he might be staging to then make a right turn, go over to Panama. Could happen. When it opened, a ship saved nearly 8,000 miles by going through here. You can save 8,000 miles. There you go. All right, number 16. So who knows this one? This is in France. This structure is taller than the Eiffel Tower, but it carries cars, not tourists. It floats gracefully over the Tarn Valley in southern France. It is designed by Sir Norman Foster. Sir Norman. It's the world's tallest bridge. It's both a marvel of steel and a work of sculpture. It is a very pretty bridge. It stands as the crown of modern bridge engineering. It is so high that sometimes clouds pass beneath your car, a drive literally above the weather. Yeah, it is a viaduct, and yes, it's meow meow. Meow Mix Viaduct. How about Millau? Millau. I'm not sure how you pronounce that in French, but Millau Viaduct. Yes, I think you had it. All right, next one's too easy, but we'll do it anyway. We'll ask some side questions. Yes, close enough. Its signature color isn't gold. Okay, one of the side questions is going to be, what's the formal name of the color of this bridge? Once considered impossible due to fierce winds and tides. It was completed during the Great Depression, and it became an instant landmark. Well, the San Francisco Bridge, no, it's not called that. That's where it is, though. I'll give you credit. Side answer, San Francisco. So San Francisco's on one side, and then as we're looking at that picture, what's on that other side? What's on the other side of San Francisco? What's it connect to? Is one question. What's the actual formal name of the color that it's painted? And then A little known fact is the paint crew never stops. By the time they finish doing it once, they got to start it all over again. The massive red bridge. Yes, of course, the Golden Gate Bridge, Stuart. You're correct, Stuart. And the color and the place it connects to. What's that green area across the way there? What's that called? Anybody know? What's it connect to? It just, they just connected it to a hill. The road just ends on the other side. That's Marin County over there. Marin County. And the color is international orange. International orange. Learn something every day on Dave's Curiosity Corner. Now, this is one of our favorite buildings. It looks like a cluster of sails or seashells ready to set off across the harbor. Its design was so daring, the original architect quit halfway through. The project went 14 years and $95 million over budget. You are correct, Stuart. Now, does anybody know the engineering technique or the architectural building technique, construction technique that this building pioneered so well? Anybody have any idea? It's kind of a combination. So I'll give you credit for either one of the two things you put together, and that was one of the first big projects to use that method. The shells were inspired by a peeling of an orange, proving art and snacks can coexist. It is indeed, you're correct, it is the Sydney Opera House in Australia, of course. Must be in Sydney. Wow, steel and concrete, reinforced concrete, no, that's not the answer. How about precast concrete? Precast concrete pieces, and then it was post-tension. So you run steel through these tubes that connect all the precast pieces, and then you tighten them up. Post-tension precast concrete. How's that? Learn something every day on Dave's Curiosity Corner. Number 13. This is a cool one. I like this one. Now, deep beneath the French and Swiss border lies a circular tunnel 17 miles long. Oh, you're right, Wonder Boy. You're right. It is. It is steel and concrete. It smashes particles together at nearly the speed of light. It helped confirm the existence of the Higgs boson particle. Yes, you've got the correct answers to it. It is the Large Hadron Collider. And officially it's in Switzerland. I guess the front door is in Switzerland. It's CERN's Large Hadron Collider. It's colder than outer space inside. 1.9 Kelvin to be exact. Just to keep those magnets in line. Just got to keep them cold. So I guess they were worried that when they fired this up, right, that it was going to start a black hole. It's always a concern. Always a concern. Messing around with science, you can, any moment, you can start a black hole. And that would end our entire simulation. So kind of a side thing, do you guys think we're in a simulation? We'll come back to that. Are we in a simulation? All right. Now, number 12 was built during the Great Depression. It put thousands of people to work, and it shaped the American Southwest. It created something called Lake Mead, which then, of course, that made Las Vegas possible, one of the largest man-made reservoirs in the world. And it has a cool Art Deco design, which made it aesthetic as well as a structural triumph. It harnesses the Colorado River for power and irrigation. Stuart knows his engineering. You are correct. You are correct. It is the Hoover Dam. Hoover Dam. The concrete is still curing on the inside 90 years later. It hasn't fully hardened. So I don't know if you know that about concrete, but if you pour it thick enough, it never completely hardens in the inside. That water never gets out of there. Crazy. Hoover Dam, 1936. 1936. There you go. There it is. All right, number 11. Let's jump around the world. Now, this was built in 1998. It's known as the Twin Peaks, rising from Kuala Lumpur's skyline. And it actually once held the title of the tallest buildings on Earth, before the CN and before the Burj Mia Khalifa. And there's a sky bridge that connects the two things. And the sky bridge is 558 feet above the ground. Now, what movie was it that was featured in that? It was a Michael Douglas one. What was that movie that featured this? Or was it a Tom Cruise one? Can't remember. Their design blends Islamic geometry with modern steel. Islamic geometry. Does anybody remember the name of this place? The bridge isn't bolted to either tower. It's built to slide slightly during high winds. Yeah. Yeah. Very good. You guys got it. Stuart? Wonder Boy? Petronas Towers. Petronas Towers. Do you know where it is? What's the country? I said Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur is in... Yeah, King, you're right. You're right. And it is in Malaysia. Malaysia. I just remember the King of Malaysia. All right. So I have to once again my Apple Notes crashed on me again, which I guess happens towards the end of the round. Towards the end of that third round. My Apple Notes crashed. So you guys recognize where this one is? Who knows this one? Another dam. This project literally changed a river's flow. Almost back. It's the world's largest hydroelectric power station. It generates enough energy to power tens of millions of homes. It spans the mighty Yangtze River, and it is, what's it called? Its reservoir displaced over 1 million people, a controversial reminder that power always has a price. So, yeah, it's some kind of dam. Yeah. You're right. It's the Three Gorges Dam in China. Correct. 2012 is when they finished that. Look at that baby. Look at that baby go. Look out below. Now, something tells me you might know this one. This was built in 1886. And it was a gift from France that arrived in pieces and had to be assembled like a giant jigsaw puzzle. Yes, of course. Now, what is it made out of? Who knows what this is made out of? What's the material? Her internal frame was designed by the same man who built another iron icon in Paris. Did you know that? That the frame was made by Mr. Eiffel. Gustav. Yeah, it's copper. Of course. They're talking about... So they're talking about, yeah, reinforced concrete. Precast, post-tension concrete. It is copper. You know, they're talking about cleaning it. That would be, I don't know, would you rather have it be bright copper? I think that's be cool, like a penny. Gustav Eiffel built a skeleton. I don't know if you knew that. little known fact. The Statue of Liberty, and they are talking about cleaning it. Maybe Trump will do that for the 250 birthday. That's next year, 2026. 250 years of independence from you nasty British folks. You authoritarians. No kings. No kings. All right. Oh, I think we all know this one. Gladiators, lions, and spectators. It could hold over 50,000 people. It was built in just 8 years. And it's still standing 2,000 years later. Now, I often ask you for the other name for this, the original name. What was the original name of the Roman Colosseum? The Roman Colosseum. It was built in 80 CE, so 80 AD, 80 Common Era. It's design has inspired many sports stadiums. Yeah, that's part of the name, Wonder Boy. Part of the name. Amphitheater is part of the name. Archaeologists found that the arena floor was once flooded for mock naval battles. That would be cool. Yeah, good. You are correct. It is the Flavian Amphitheater. Do you know why it was called the Flavian Amphitheater? It's kind of like why it was called the Krikorian Theaters for a long time. The developer's name was Flavian, the guy who put the money up. Yeah, there you go. The developer's name. All right, number 7. I think we know this one. It's visible from space. They say that's not really true, but it's a myth. It spans deserts, mountains, and grasslands. How long is it? The second part of the question is, what is it and how long is it? It was built over centuries to repel invaders from the north. I know. Mongols. It's the longest structure ever created by humans. Stuart. Wonder Boy, I think, had that. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's got it. So how long is it? You guys remember? And it was built over a long period of time. Started in 700 BC, and it was still being added to in the 1600 ADs. 13,000 miles. Correct, Stuart? You are correct. That is the Great Wall of China, not really visible from space. If you take away one thing tonight, take away that that's a myth. You can't really see the Great Wall from space. It's too skinny. All right. We're doing engineering marvels. Engineering marvels throughout the world and even beyond the world. That's a clue. This was launched aboard the space shuttle way back when, 1990. It lives far above the clouds and the weather. It's delivered the most breathtaking views of the universe. Astronauts actually repaired it in orbit with wrenches and a lot of patience. And it has fundamentally changed our understanding of galaxies and time. Yeah, the second one. Yes. It is indeed the Hubble Space Telescope. You remember when they launched it, they discovered that it was like built wrong or something? The contractor didn't do something right. They had to jerry-rig it to then adjust for the whatever the error was in the inspection. And then it turned out great. So there you go. All well that ends well. The world's most expensive pair of glasses. There you go, Hubble. Hubble is correct. Okay, top five. Top five engineering wonders. And then we're done. Here we go. Number five. Yes, imperfection. It's humanity's home away from home. This is orbiting at how fast do you think this thing orbits the Earth at? A joint effort of 5 space agencies from around the globe. It's roughly the size of a football field. This is a big thing. Astronauts live, eat, and occasionally float into walls aboard it. Yes, indeed. Stuart, Wonder Boy, you are correct. It is the International Space Station. So, how fast does it travel, and how long does it take to make one loop of the planet Earth? Both good questions. Both good questions. How fast? And at that speed, how long does it take? It has 16 sunrises every single day. A little longer than 45 minutes. In fact, exactly double that. Exactly double that. 90 minutes. 90 minutes. And it is going pretty darn fast. Pretty darn fast. About 17,500 miles per hour. Yeah, you don't want to like run into a rock or something. Go in the opposite direction. That would be bad. All right, let's get back to the planet Earth. Back to the Earth for number 4. Number 4. Remember, we're doing the top engineering marvels throughout the world. This one linked 2 seas, and it cut months off world shipping routes. It was built mostly by hand, and it employed over 1 million workers. How about that? Yeah, you wouldn't want to stick your head out the window of the space station. Get smacked by a mosquito or something. Now, this connects the Mediterranean and the Red Sea. Yeah, Stuart, you're correct. Does anybody remember the year that this was built? This is way before the Panama Canal. But it was even more important, right? When the Evergreen blocked it in 2021, global trade losses topped $9 billion per day. Yeah, exactly. 1869. Egypt. There you go. Suez Canal is correct. All right, top 3. These are all easy. Here we go. We all know this one. Let's see if we can ask some side questions. Once dismissed as an eyesore, now beloved as the symbol of a city. You know that people didn't like it at first? It was built for the World's Fair, and it was only meant to be temporary. It was built out of 18,000 iron parts, 2.5 million rivets, and now 0 regrets. And it's over 1,000 feet tall. Yeah. Yeah. And you remember it's the brothers were involved. One was the architect, one was the engineer, or something like that. Gustav and something else. I forget the other one's name. Yeah. Henry, I think. Yeah, they thought they didn't like it. They thought, ooh, it's too modern, right? It's steel, it's exposed steel. Hitler ordered it demolished during World War II, but the general in charge forgot to do it. Oh, that must have been on a drug binge. Yeah. Okay, top two. Here we go. Now, this is on my bucket list to see this next one for sure. It is bucket list. It is a monument to love, and it was carved from white marble. It was built by an emperor for his late wife. Memorial. Its symmetry is so perfect that even the reflection in the pool is designed to align. And it does change color with the light throughout the day. It is pink at dawn and golden at sunset. And you are right, Stuart. It is the Taj Mahal. Now, do you guys know when the Taj Mahal was built? Quite a while ago. Legend says the emperor planned a black marble twin across the river, but was imprisoned before it could be built. Why was the emperor imprisoned? What's up with that? Yeah, you're right. The black one. It was built in 1648. 16, way back. Way back when. Yeah. All right, so what's that leave? The biggest engineering marvel in the world is, of course, built way back in 2560 BC. Built 4,500 years ago, and it's still standing tall. A miracle of math and muscle. Each block weighs as much as an SUV, yet they're fitted within a millimeter of precision, aligned perfectly with the stars and with the cardinal points. We still debate how they were built, but we all agree they're cool. Yeah, the Great Pyramids of Giza, of course. Until the 19th century, it was the tallest structure in the world. Can you believe that? So it was built in, again, 2560 BC, and until the 18th century, or 19th century, it was still the tallest structure in the world. It held that record for 4,000 years. Yeah, and who knows, right? They're finding all kinds of weird stuff about where'd the whole Egyptian old dynasty come from? Who designed it before? Yeah. We made it. 3 full rounds. Glad you came, Stuart. Wonder Boy. Good to see you. Racy? Yeah. Hey, let's see. What are we doing next? On Wednesday's show, I've got war movies, Gene Hackman movies, and we've got a bonus round in case we're having fun. If we're not having fun, we won't do the bonus round. And then remember, we're doing best ofs on Wednesday, so we're considering those two some best of rounds. And of course, I do fresh clues and I perform it live. So we will see you on Wednesday, and then the following Saturday, we're talking about what are we talking about? Most popular production cars, all new categories. Oscar snubs, the biggest Oscar snubs in history, and then top 20 TV shows of early television. So all new rounds on next Sunday, a week from today. So that's what we're doing in the future. And then we're going to have a special Halloween show on Wednesday, the 29th, I think it is, of October. So those will be all new, and that'll be a Halloween show. So that should be fun. So hopefully you guys will make it out. I do have a couple of my quick time machine shorts if you're interested in checking those out on the way out the door. But thank you guys for coming and playing. I always appreciate it. And have a good evening. And check out my when you get a chance, go to the channel and check out all my time machine.
Set for a city built on style and sand.
Temporal trajectory stable. Seismic activity detected.
Now this is peak Beaux-Art optimism.
Ground composition unstable. Recommend caution.
Nothing brings this city down.
I admire the confidence, not the bracing.
Mild vibration, normal variance.
Sign up for destructive testing!
The ground eats the city!
From ashes rise better blueprints.
Temporal extraction ready. Recommend immediate departure.
Next time I design earthquake-proof memories.
Report filed under structural instability.
Call it character development.
Let's visit the architects who built astronomy into stone.
Temporal coordinates set. Cultural apex confirmed.
Remarkable location. Dry climate, minimal maintenance.
The canyon remembers all builders.
Design this precise demands survey instruments.
We use the sun and horizon.
This is geometry with a heartbeat.
Stone follows the rhythm of the sky.
This network rivals any modern supply chain.
The road is the lifeline of the people.
Precision like this predates every blueprint.
Our drawings live in the cliffs.
They map the cosmos without leaving the canyon.
Data archived under sacred geometry.